Today, students, we are going to see using the Gauss's law. So in this section, we are going to solve by using the Gauss law some numerical problem. Before entering into the problem, we should know what is the Gaussian law, important point, Gaussian surface, and important point, all those things. So we should know some points. The first point is the Gauss's law applies only to a closed surface called a Gaussian surface. So Gaussian surface is nothing but it is a closed area. It is closed surface area is called Gaussian surface. The second point, the Gaussian surface is not a physical surface. It need not coincide with the boundary of any physical object. It is an imaginary mathematical surface in the space surrounding one or more charges. So it is not a physical surface, it is a mathematical surface. It is surrounded by one or more charges. It's not needed closed all the charges in the object, one or more charges. So next point we will see.
Okay.
So third point, we can't find electric field from Gauss law alone. So we need to apply Gauss's law in the situations where from symmetry and superposition we already can guess the shape of the field. So using Gauss law we are going to find out the electric field in the object. So but we can't use the Gauss law directly, we have to use symmetry and superposition principle. That is a very important point. So without the symmetry we can't if we use the Gauss law. So we use Gaussian surface and we to choose the symmetry of the object. So next we will see the important some numerical problems by using Gauss law. So now we see some how to solve the using Gauss law. So first we have to choose the model. So model the charge distributions as a distributions with the symmetry. So we have to take the symmetry model. So charge distributions looking uniformly charge is distributed with the symmetry model we have to choose. So then we have to visualize the problems. So draw a pictures of the charge distribution. How the charge is distributed in the objects. So we will consider to solve the problem. The charge is distributed uniformly. We have to consider to solve these problems. So then determine the symmetry of the electric field. So we have to determine the symmetry of the electric field. Then choose and draw a Gaussian surface with the same symmetry. First we have to choose the charge distribution symmetry model. Then we have to choose the electric field symmetry. Then we have to choose the Gaussian surface with the same symmetry model. Then only we have to solve the problem very easily without any difficulty. So third important point, you need not enclose all the charges within the Gaussian surface. So this point is also important. We need to consider all the charges come into the closed surface area. It's not needed. So one or more 2-3 charges also needed to within the Gaussian surface. Then we will see some important some numerical examples. So the fourth point is be sure every part of the Gaussian surface is either tangent to or perpendicular to the electric field. So this point is very, very important. Using this point only we have to find out the electric field to an object. So we must check the electric field is that perpendicular, either tangent or perpendicular to the electric field. So this is important point. Then next we have to solve. How do we solve? Using Gauss law we have already know flux is equal to closed integral surface E vector dot dA vector is equal to enclosed surface in the what is the total charge in enclosed area surface area divided by epsilon 0 times. So this is the mathematical equation. Then we have to solve. Then we have to assess our answer is right or wrong. Check that our result has the correct units and significant figures is reasonable and answer to the questions. So these are the important points you have to remember to solve the numerical problem by using Gauss law. First you have to set the model, then we have to visualize, then we have to using Gauss law formula we have to solve and we have to check. So visualize the model. This is important point. We have to check the electric field is tangent and perpendicular to the surface area. That's important point. This is within this point only we have to solve the problem. Then we will see some important numerical problems. Okay, now we to find out the electric field outside a sphere of charge by using Gauss law. Okay, so we have to just remember all the points which we have discussed earlier. That means how to solve the problem. So I am going to explain step by step. Okay, first model. So model we have to choose the symmetry model. That means we have to choose the element. The charge is distributed uniformly. So the charge is distributed uniformly. So second I am going to visualize. So visualize means, so I am taking one sphere. This is a sphere. So charge is distributed uniformly. Okay. So I am going to find out the electric field on the outside the sphere. So I am going to take the Gaussian surface. So I am going to take the Gaussian surface like this. So we have to choose the elementary model. The charge is distributed uniformly in the sphere. Then we have to visualize. First I am choosing this is the sphere, positive charge sphere. The charge is distributed uniformly. So now I am going to choose the Gaussian surface. This is the Gaussian surface. I am going to choose because of the symmetry model. Spherical symmetry model. That is why I am choosing the Gaussian surface like that. So this is the Gaussian surface. So this is the sphere. So what about this point? Now I am going to find out the electric field. What is the outside of the sphere? So consider small surface area here. So what is this is the area of it should be like that. So this electric field is like that. This is the area. So if I consider this small surface area, so electric field comes out. This is the electric field vector. This is the dA area vector. So if I consider small surface area here, so the electric field is coming outward direction. So electric field is be like that. So this is the area vector dA. So at every surface area, at every point the surface area, electric field is perpendicular. So electric field is perpendicular to the surface area. So now we are easily we have to solve the problem. Then how do we solve the problem? The electric flux bias. Then we have to solve. So electric flux bias equal to enclosed surface area E vector dot dA vector is equal to Q divided by epsilon 0. So this is the Gauss law. So electric flux is enclosed. This is enclosed surface E vector dot dA vector. So then how do we solve enclosed surface? Is nothing but so this is the small area dA vector. This is the small area. This is the small area. This is the small area. So if I take all the small area, it will come out the sphere area of the sphere. So this is a dA vector is nothing but this is the area of the sphere. So electric field E is equal to integration dA vector. So we can flux phi is equal to E vector into A vector. So area. So EA. So is equal to Q divided by epsilon 0. So area is nothing but the area of the sphere. So area of the sphere 4 pi r square. So we can write here 4 pi r square. This is I am taking a radius r. Taking the radius is r. So 4 pi r square is equal to this is Q divided by epsilon 0. P means total charge. So total charge enclosed the surface area. I am taking total charge Q. So then we go to easily find out electric field E. So by E is equal to 1 divided by 4 by epsilon 0 Q divided by R square. So this is the electric field. We can easily solve by using law with symmetric in the model. So this is the power of Gauss law. If we using in Coulomb's law, the problem will come some complicated. So we have to solve so many numerical steps, mathematical steps. So by using Gauss law, we have to easily, because of the use of symmetric law. So then we have to solve the electric field is. So next we will see the next sum. Then this is the second problem. To find the electric field along straight rod. So on long straight rod we are going to find out the electric field. What is the electric field at some particular point. So the same problem we have already solved by using Coulomb's law. If we use Coulomb's law, we have to find out so many long steps, mathematical steps. So it's really will be our word, or we will take some mistakes and it will take a long time also. But by using Gauss law, we can solve this problem within 2 or 3 steps. This is the power of Gauss law. So I am going to solve step by step. Just listen. So this is the rod. So this is the positive charge rod I am taking. So now I am going to, this is the rod, now I am going to take the Gaussian surface. So Gaussian surface, take the, so this is the cylinder, Gaussian surface. So this is Gaussian surface. Okay, this is the rod, positively rod. So now I am going to find out the electric field. So what about this point, electric field at this point? So the electric field at this point and the vector. So what if this is at this point? So electric field is acting outward direction. So this is a area vector, dE vector. So what is the top of the cylinder? So electric field is acting. So area is perpendicular to the surface area. So here also acting perpendicular surface area. So here is a perpendicular surface area. So this is a tangent here at this top of the cylinder. The electric field is the tangent to the surface area. In the side, the electric field is perpendicular to the electric field is opposite perpendicular to the surface area. So when the electric field is acting tangent to the surface area, it will be electric field is so 0. We can easily, we have already known. So directly I am going to use the Gauss law. So we will find out the answer. So for total flux equal to flux on top plus flux on bottom plus flux curved surface, in the curved surface. So this is the both bottom and up electric field flux is 0 because electric field is tangent to the surface area. So 0 plus 0 plus y c. So for total flux y c equal to y c. So this is the curved surface area. This curved surface area of this cylinder. So y c is equal to, so we can produce E vector dot dE vector is equal to EE. So curved surface area of this cylinder. So we have already know the formula curved surface area of this cylinder 2 pi r. So y t is equal to 2 2 pi r L, the length of the cylinder, I am taking L. So taking the length of the cylinder is equal to L. 2 pi r L is equal to, so this is the using Gauss law. So the total electric flux Y is equal to the total enclosed surface area, how much charges are there in enclosed surface area divided by epsilon 0 time. So total charge Q divided by epsilon 0 time. So total charge, how do I find out total charge? So total charge gives lambda. That's why we are using the linear charge density lambda. So linear charge density lambda is equal to Q by L. So Q is equal to lambda L. So total charge, the crossing surface total charge lambda into L. Linear lambda is nothing but linear charge density. Then I am going to apply here. So 2 pi r L. So 2 pi r L is equal to, so Q total charge Q lambda L divided by epsilon 0. Epsilon 0. So L cancel. So 2 pi r is equal to lambda divided by epsilon 0. So E is equal to lambda divided by 2 pi r 2 pi epsilon 0. So this is the electric field due to the straight long wire. So this is the, now we use the symmetry model and we use Gauss law. So within 2-3 steps we have to find out the answer. This is the power of Gauss law. That's all.